Welcome to My Daily Thread. It's a great little place to get a snippet of wisdom from the yoga and the meditation masters to start or to end your day. I'm Jeff Lichty. All right, friends, welcome back to the show. We are looking for the continual wisdom from Patanjali and the other yoga and meditation masters. We all know that. That's where we're going. Trying to get that thread of wisdom, trying to weave it through our lives. And yesterday we talked about second chapter 2, verse 9 in the Yoga Sūtras of Patañjali. And that is Sverasava hi vidushopi tadarudo abhiniveśa, with the main word that we took up being abhiniveśa. That was the last klesha, the last affliction that we needed to chat about that would round out our whole talk on the kleshas. And remember, abhiniveśa is this idea of clinging to life. It's that tendency of clinging to life, and it affects even the wisest of the wise. And it's an inherent tendency that's deep within us. And that idea that we have memory involved in the kleshas comes from rāga and dveśa. That's the pleasure principle, the pain principle. Remember those ones. And we have to remember that we have pleasure in order to crave it. We have to remember that we had pain in order to create aversion or avoid it. And in the same way, we introduce this idea that there has to be some kind of memory of death in order to create this fear or aversion. So the commentators say that introduces this idea of reincarnation. Ooh. When we talk about reincarnation, then there's also this underpinning concept of karma, and that's what we're going to chat just a little bit about today. Now, I am not a religious studies expert. I am the first to say this. So those of you that are out there, Paul, those of you that are experts in these areas, feel free to correct me if I'm presenting concepts incorrectly, and I'd love to get the opportunity to make it right. So in the previous episodes, we talked a little bit about karma, right? We talked about those 4 different kinds of karma. There was accumulated karma in past lives, present karma shaping current experiences, new karma that's created by present actions, future karma, blah, blah, blah. And so this idea of karma is very closely tied to reincarnation. And it goes something like this. Our karma determines our rebirth. So if you do good actions, karma, in your life, that influences your next life, your next rebirth. So obviously good karma leads to a better rebirth, higher status, better circumstances. Bad karma results in lower rebirth, so suffering and hardship, maybe being reborn as a frog. I don't know. And so along with this idea of rebirth or reincarnation, it's not quite the same word, but let's just not get too technical about it, is this idea of a word called samsara in Sanskrit. And samsara is the endless cycle of birth, death, rebirth, birth, death, rebirth. So when you die, then the soul, or the Atman in Hinduism, or the consciousness maybe in Buddhism, it transmigrates based on your karma, and then eventually you end up in a rebirth. Now, I like what Christopher Isherwood and Swami Prabhavananda have to say about this. They say the doctrine of reincarnation is exceedingly unpalatable to many people because it makes each one of us directly responsible for his present condition. And heaven forbid that you've been the subject of some kind of deep abuse, any kind of mistreatment, because that is really, really unpalatable, isn't it? But it seems to me one of the things that we do in humanity is we really like to avoid responsibility. We absolve ourselves of responsibility in many ways. So we would prefer to blame God. This is from Isherwood now for a second. We prefer to blame God, our parents, or the existing political system for making us what we are. So you can kind of see where in the Christian traditions, they entertain this idea of karma, but they don't like to give all the responsibility to the human, right? They want to say, no, God did this, God did that. And that's really tricky to do when you believe in rebirth and reincarnation. Of course, a deep faith in God, that God is ordaining every situation you find yourself in, also can give you peace and contentment when you're going through difficult times. But I just want to go back to Isherwood for 1 minute and just read a little piece of it, because there is some beauty in this. This doctrine of reincarnation, which at first seems so grim and heartless, actually implies a profoundly optimistic belief in the justice and order of the universe. Ooh, I like that. If it is we, and not God or our parents or our fellow men, who have made our present predicament, then it is we who can change it. We have no excuse for self-pity and no reason for despair. We are not helplessly doomed. We are under no mysterious prenatal curse. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars. So this is a little snippet of the idea of karma, of rebirth, and how it kind of works in some of the Eastern traditions. I think at the end of the day, Swami Shivananda from Northern India sums it up the best. Do good, be good. Yeah, that's about it. Do good, be good. Om, peace out. And remember, think about February 2026. I am in negotiations with the Zigster about coming back to San Pancho for a whole month. A couple retreats. Set it aside in your calendar. It'll be a great time. Peace out.